Welcome. And today we are here to talk around a question. And the question that has been given today is, do we all find our purpose? And to begin this communication, we would like to express our concern about the misunderstanding of what purpose is in this context of human manifestation here on this planet. You see, so many of you are striving, so many of you have been fed a belief that once you find your purpose, then life will make sense. And so you go on a quest, you go on a search, you go on a very long and exhausting route to try and find why it is that you were put here on this planet, to as if you can find a label for that, as if there is one moment where suddenly you can see clearly why it is that you are meant to be here, and then the whole of life will make sense from that point. And we say to you that this is a misunderstanding, and it is one that is bringing great angst and great misalignment to so many of you who are here to do and be and become amazing messengers and channelers and artists and creators, and all of you that are here to be the greatest version of you that you can be. And this misunderstanding of, I will know what my life is meant to be when somebody tells me what my purpose is, or I uncover what my purpose is. This is so back to front and upside down, it makes us laugh. Because you are living your purpose simply by being here as this manifest being on this planet. You have chosen to be here, to live this life, and that is the purpose of being. That is the purpose of life, is literally life, and the living of it, and the being in it, and the understanding that every part of it, every single breath, every single moment, every single second, every single feeling and emotion and trial and challenge and joy and happiness and creation, that is the purpose of life. All of it. Every single moment is your purpose. Every single breath that you take is purpose. And so what you are actually searching for is a very, very, very small label somewhere out here. And the way that we have described this, and we work with people through this channel, is that we wish for you to understand that you are, in effect, one of two. Create a visualization for you. Imagine that you are the biggest, tallest, strongest tree in the forest. Imagine that that presence of you is who you are. And you are here to experience life. You are here to stand strong in life. You are here to allow the winds of life to swirl around you, and the rain to fall against you, and the sun to shine upon you, and to experience what it feels like to grow from all of the aspects of life into this element of being of you. And so the industry around finding purpose is in effect telling you that the leaf that is at the tallest element of the tree that you are is your purpose. And we say to you that what you are seeking is in effect like asking the leaf to create the oak tree. But you see the extreme creative leading edge of you right at the very top of your tree is what you are here to create. That is your expression of life. That is where you are becoming that which touches the world around you. That is who you are, here to create these expressions of you, but they are not your purpose. They are the expressions of where you meet life. They are where you, as this element of tree that stands strong and is all that you are, that is where you meet the world. And so this industry has made you believe that if you can figure out where it is that you are meant to be meeting this world, then you will have found your purpose. But that is so intangible, because those extremes of who you are and your leading edge is always becoming something else, is always being greater than it was before. You are always expanding. You are always creating new expressions. You are always creating new leaves. You are always creating new fruits. You are always creating more and more and more if you live on your leading edge. And this is why you cannot find happiness and strength from believing that that is your purpose. The purpose that you so seek, the belonging and that strong foundation and that knowing and that place to build from, that strength, that is in the understanding that the meaning of this life is in the living of it. The purpose of you being here is to be here. The purpose of life is in that strength, is in that knowing of you being here to be the greatest expression of you that you can be. And when you stand in that power, when you stand in that knowing of who you are, when you stand in all of these elements that feed you from the world around you, and that you then breathe out into the world, when you stand in that place, anything is possible in this world, and nothing can shake you. But if you build from a place where you have been led to believe that the purpose in life is in these extremities, then that can only bring you instability. Because you see how at the top of the tree, you are always at your most fragile. You are always at the place of least strength. Because this is the creation. This is not the solidity. This is the creation. This is the fun. This is the life. This is the joy. This is where the magic happens, on the very leading edge. And as you, as creators, if you can find your strength within you to always be reaching up to create at this leading edge, that is truly when you will be expressing into this world the greatest version of who you can be. And those elements of purpose that exist at that extremity, true, they can be seen as purpose because they are the purpose in that moment, the expression of you in that moment, the element of you that has seen life around you and has created something to be the greatest version of you at that moment, in that millisecond, in that breath, in that being. But that will always be shifting and changing, because as a tree grows, the essence of who you are at your leading edge is always becoming the thing that becomes stronger, that then creates the next element of who you are, that then creates the next element of who you are, that then creates the next leaf, the next fruit, the next flower, the next thing, the next element, the next expression. All of that comes from you knowing that you are here to live the greatest version of you that you can be. And that comes from knowing that the meaning of life, the purpose of life, is the living of life itself, is the living of you at your essence, is the living of you as you are here to be everything that you can be in this moment, and standing strong in the knowing of what you create at these extremities can come and go, can come and live and spark for a second, and then it can let go, can become something that is simply a stepping stone to something else. And you see how the industry around you has made you believe that these expressions of you are where you are to put all of your energy, where you are to put all of your being, where you are to put all of your strength. But these elements are simply momentary alignments, momentary magical creations. And there is where we have the fun. There is where we see what life is and we create. We see what it is, we create. We see what it is, we create. And from that expression, from that growth, we then create another growth. 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 And from that point, we become even stronger in our true self, in our knowing that this, all of this magic, all of this being, all of who you are, every single breath is your true purpose, is your true reason for being here. And so, yes, we all do find our purpose because we are all living it. But do we all recognize that this is the purpose? No. Do we all recognize in this lifetime that this being here, this living of life, this exploring of life, this breathing in of life, this expanding and expressing ourselves into life, do we all remember that in this lifetime? No. Or many do, but only in our last breaths of being here. And so we are here to work with this channel. We are here to work with you, to let you become and allow you to see and remind you to express yourself in every single element of every single moment of every single being of every single breath, and simply being who you are in every moment. And that is the purpose of this life. And when we stay in that strength, when we stay in that knowing, when we stay in that who I am, then the reaching to the extremity, the leading edge of who you are suddenly becomes fun. Suddenly becomes you can take risks. Suddenly becomes nothing is really important. Nothing is truly going to create something that shakes your own inner foundation, because at this leading edge then we can play with magic, then we can read the world around us and create in a millisecond of manifestation what it is that we want that expression of life to be in this moment. And so we ask of you to reassess. We ask of you to remember. We ask of you to put your hand on your heart 10 times a day and breathe in the essence that is you. For all you are here to be is this being in this moment, in this breath, in this now, the greatest version of you that you can be in that moment. And does that mean that you will not have trials? No, it does not mean that life will suddenly become as you perceive perfection to be. But life is perfect in all of its trials, in all of its challenges, because that is what you are manifest here in this life to experience, to create from this place of a multitude of experiences, a multitude of emotions, a multitude of essences, a multitude of experiences. And the only thing that you are doing in holding yourself back is limiting yourself from trying, from playing, from experiencing, from just allowing yourself to reach to your highest extremities and create something fun from there, to be on your own leading edge. And that is where your soul is always wanting you to be. Your soul is always guiding you to your leading edge, to try, to play, to have fun, to be everything that a million different versions of you can be in one day. that is where your soul is always trying you to be. It's like your soul is calling you to experience life in its magnitude, in all of its different essences, in every single experience of life that you can taste and touch and feel and experience, and find joy in, and find challenging, and find that joyous being of a human being. Your soul is always calling you there, but remember, your mind and your brain will always be telling you to stay away from those extremities, because we have not lived there yet. Because your humanness always wants you to feel safe. So your humanness always wants you to come down the tree a little bit to where it feels safer and where it feels stronger. But there is always this dance of life. There is always this dance between who you know in your soul that you are here to be, and the humanness of you that is feeling life at the human level. And that again is the purpose of being manifest as human in this moment. And that is the fun of it, and that is the joy of it, and that is the purpose of it. And finding your own truest version of you as that meaning of life is life itself, that purpose of life is life itself, as that knowing that you are here to experience every single essence and every single breath of life in every now that there is, because we are truly experiencing series of now, a series of now, a series of now. And if we can stay in the moment of now, in the knowing of now, that I am here to experience all of this, I am here to find the purpose in all of this, and the purpose of all of this is the beingness within it. And so yes, there is a question that came, which was, do we all find our purpose? And yes, we do. In some ways, we all experience our purpose, because that is what we are doing here as manifest. But do we always find our purpose? Should be, do we always remember our purpose? And the answer is yes, and the answer is no. But hopefully you will hand on your heart 10 times each day. Remember that in that breath you are, in actual fact, living your purpose.